Hello friends, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back. If you've been here before, then you know I am Laura Sirena. If you are new here, hello, welcome. This is a beautiful channel full of all kinds of tarot wisdom and knowledge and pick-a-cards and anything and everything that revolves around tarot and oracle cards and spirituality and just living our best lives, really. So if you are not subscribed, it would be so amazing if you could go ahead and subscribe to this channel. And you can also hit that notification bell, and that way you will be notified every time I upload a new video like this one. And today I am going to share with you guys my newest tarot deck. This is the Witch's Wisdom Tarot by Phyllis Curott, and the artwork is by Danielle Barlow. I am absolutely blown away by this deck. It is one that I just kind of saw quickly online and knew that eventually I wanted to get it into my collection, and then it kind of just stuck in my mind and I kept looking at it and I said, okay, you know what, I'm just gonna go buy it. So I was able to pick this one up at Barnes & Noble, and this one is, I believe, $39.99. Yes, it retails for $39.99 US and $53.99 Canadian. So this one does have a really nice packaging, so you are paying a little bit more for this packaging. It comes in this pretty sturdy box here, you can see, with the magnetic closure. So this one stays closed with a magnet like that. When you open it up, we do have this gorgeous interior. Right here it says, magic of feather, song, and air, awaken, inspire, and make aware. Magic of claw, hearth, and fire, warm, enliven, and inspire. Magic of fin, womb, and water, love and dreams conjure. Magic of fur, seed, and earth, embody, nourish, and give birth. Magic within and around, awaken, spirits, answers, and guidance taken. So this is it's just so gorgeous. It's so beautiful. These watercolors, I love it. It's got such a beautiful vibe, and it's got this amazing guidebook that it comes with. So this is, it's a soft cover, but it's like stiff, so you don't have to worry about damaging it very easily. It carries over that beautiful watercolor forest in here and in the back. And it's a pretty decent guidebook. We'll go through this in just a second. Let's go through the rest of the box. So inside here, we have a really cute canvas bag that comes out with our cards in it. It has this like twine rope to keep it closed with. And then this is the inside here. It says, ask your questions, shuffle the cards, open the book, and take a look. Spirit hears what's in your heart and answers with love, wisdom, and art. So this packaging, again, it's gorgeous. It's beautiful. I don't tend to keep my cards in boxes that come like this or carry these around. So while it is beautiful, it's not necessarily like the selling point for me. I wouldn't buy something just based on the packaging, but it is very nice. So then we have here the guidebook. So this guidebook, like I said, it's a soft cover, but it's pretty sturdy. So I feel like it's a really good one that's not going to get bent up or anything like that over time and use. So as we flip through the guidebook, we do have some wonderful information here in the introduction. And they go through a little bit of the history of tarot, and then it talks about the Witch's Wisdom. So this deck is set up just a little bit different than a normal card or a normal deck. I apologize. The major arcana in this deck, it actually ends up being reversed. So the major arcana has reversed directions in this deck. So it's a little different. It's a little getting used to. I can talk a little bit more about that in another video as I work with this deck. But for now, just know that it is set up a little bit differently. So it talks a little bit more about just using the site, working with the cards here, how to consecrate your deck. I always like when the author includes a little bit of like a consecrate your deck thing here, because it just makes it more, I don't know, personal from the creator to the reader. I like that. I think it's neat when they do that. Okay, so this deck is not meant to be read reversed. It's only meant to be read upright. So that is also different about this one than other decks. And it just gives you a couple more things about divination, about journeying, meditation, invocation. So it goes through that and then brings you to a couple of different spreads. We have a single card, a 3 card, and then we have the Compass Rose reading and spell. This one is neat. I have not used this one yet, but it's definitely one that I keep coming back to, and I know that I need to look at it and I need to do this one. So I will be doing that soon, and then we get on to the interpretation of the cards, and it separates it by the suits for the minor arcana. It gives you a word or a keyword for each of the cards. It gives you wisdom, essence, counsel, and then magic. So it tells you how you can work with the card, with the magic here. Counsel is kind of like journal prompts, or how you can put the card's essence into use. Essence is just like quick keywords, and wisdom is just like talking about the card a little bit more in depth. And then the major arcana is back here. So it is a really beautiful guidebook. I do like this guidebook a lot. I do tend to find myself going to this as I'm working with this deck and getting used to the deck, because the cards are different as far as the symbols and the images and stuff. There's a lot of animals, which you will see, which I absolutely love. So I'm definitely learning and working more with like the animal spirits and stuff like that. So this is the canvas bag with the, like I said, like the twine here that it has, and this just opens up, and it's a really nice, it has this silk screen here of what the back of the cards look like, but this is just a solid color. Well, you're going to see that the cards come in this gold and lighter shade of almost like a sage, I guess you could say. And then it has the dark blue that kind of carries throughout everything here. So these cards are definitely larger than a normal tarot deck. I can show you for comparison. This is a standard Rider-Waite sized card, and this is the Witch's Wisdom. So it's a little bit taller and it's much wider. So it's definitely a bigger card. It's hard to shuffle for me. I have big hands, but it's still a little difficult to shuffle. They're more oracle card sized for sure. And they are a very stiff cardstock, whereas this one is a lot more bendable, flexible, easier to shuffle. This one's going to give you a little bit of resistance when it comes to shuffling this deck. So what I will do is I will go ahead and show you each of the cards and just kind of talk about them a little bit as I feel called to. And just know that I feel so incredibly beyond called to this deck. Like, this deck is one that has been actually sleeping on, like, next to me on my nightstand at night when I go to bed. It's with me when I go for a ride in the car or have to be somewhere. I take it with me in my purse. It's with me a lot lately. And I don't know. I love this deck. It's just amazing. So we'll start with the major arcana. Like I said, this one, it is in reverse. So you'll see some of the cards are a little bit different. Like right here, we have the Pilgrim instead of the Fool, and it still definitely carries over a lot of the Rider-Waite symbolism. So we have, you know, the girl is walking just like with the Rider-Waite, except she's not about to walk off of a cliff. She's more starting a journey, and she has a little fox with her. And we have the beautiful sky behind her. So this dark blue is definitely one that carries through a lot in this deck. So I can just leave this one up in case you guys want to still look at that. And then the next card we have for number 1 is the World, where instead we would normally have the Magician. So here is the World card, and this one, I do believe that there is a beautiful intuitive component to these cards. I think you can read these very easily intuitively if you want to, but I do really suggest reading the guidebook as well, just to get an idea of where the artist and the author are coming from in creating these cards, because I think that's going to give you a really beautiful insight as well. So here's card number 2, Initiation. We have, is that a badger? Stealing her boot. We have a crow. We have some foxes here getting into her satchel, and she's kind of oblivious to it all. So the animals, like I said, there's so many animals in here that play a beautiful part in the cards that I definitely recommend using the guidebook to see exactly the message that the creator was going for. So card number 3 here is the Sun. It is also a very beautiful and inclusive deck, which I love. It really doesn't give you just standard stereotypical characters and, models on the cards. So I really enjoy that. So this is the sun. We have a heart here surrounded by like leaves and flowers, and there's butterflies everywhere, and a beautiful hawk in the sky, and a beautiful sun behind in this blue sky. So, whoops. So this is a really wonderful card. I do enjoy this as the sun. This is a very joyous looking person. He looks very happy, very in the moment, very present, which is beautiful. And then we have card number 4 here is the moon. So we still have the 2 wolves, just like in the Rider-Waite with the water. Except here we have, I don't know if these are otters or seals. And then we have some flowers and the crescent moon and the one wolf howling, just like we do in the Rider-Waite. This is the star, number 5. So she's in the water here with a fish, a dragonfly, a bird. We have the star here, a dragonfly, some stars up there, and some trees and roots and water. So a lot of very similar elements definitely carrying through here. Card number 6 is the maze. So we have a lightning sky. I believe this is the equivalent of the tower. So we have a maze with these high hedges, hard to see around. It looks like that's a fox right here. I don't know if you can see right there. I think that's a fox kind of leading him in there. Okay, and then here we have card number 7, Ancestor. Card number 8, Healing. I think this is a very beautiful card. I love the vibe of this card so very much. The shade of blue is just beautiful with like, I don't know, these remind me of like dandelion wishing flowers. My kids call dandelions wishing flowers because they like to make the wish and blow the puffs away. And so this card really makes me think of that, like wishing and wishes coming true and that healing coming in for you. So I don't know, this is just a very beautiful card with the star in the middle for kind of like hope, keeping the hope, and kind of like these shadows kind of make me feel like the imprint of our ancestors on us and their wisdom that they've imparted to us. And I don't know, I just think this is such a wonderful card. And then we have number 9 here is Rebirth. She's got like this crow cloak, I guess you could call it, sun and a moon earring, a sand dollar, green dress, and then just a very plain background, but blooming beautiful flowers on that dark blue. We have number 10 here is the Offering, where he's feeding the tree some water, and you can see the water is so beautiful. See how the water is going into the ground and then going to all the others and feeding everything else around it, all the other trees around it. That is so neat. And then there's a little black feather here, a white feather, a red ribbon is tied. He's got that same sand dollar pentacle. There's a bird here. And then this figure here, I'm not sure if that's like a nymph or a spirit, but I feel like, I don't know, like I'm not really looking to like interpret these cards right now, so I'm just kind of looking at them and seeing them for the first time along with you guys, but I can just tell my intuition wants to take hold and just like interpret the heck out of these cards. Okay, so here we have Balance, which would be like Temperance. So we've got a bear who's kind of like chilling, and there's a little girl and a woman here, and this fox is kind of watching them, and there's a bird here and birds up here. And it's a very lush sort of environment that they're in. We have 12, the Wheel of Life. So this would be, you know, the wheel as well. And this one is really pretty. It's got just, you know, seasons, and it reminds me of the Sabbats as well. As you look around it and see all that there is on this card, there's so much to look at. So much to look at. Wow. I really, like, my eyes just thought, like, where do I go first? But I really love the spider weaving the web in the middle. It kind of gives you that vibe of, you know, we weave our own world, right? We weave the world around us, and we can make the wheel spin when we need it, and everything's connected. And as our roots, you know, connect to our world, and we grow these roots, everything kind of plays together. Everything kind of interacts together and affects and cause and effect, you know, that type of thing. So this is a really cool card. I really like that one. We have 13, the Shaman instead of the Hermit. So you can see that he is blindfolded and he's beating his drum. And he's got some herbs and things in his belt here, and a snake tattoo. Or is this the Hangman? I'm not sure if this is supposed to be the Hangman or the Hermit. I always get these confused. So it's one of the two. So we have birds up here. Very lush again. shaman. So he's, looking into his environment for healing and for medicine. We have the Strength card, which is this woman who's wrapped up in beautiful vines and leaves, and all these animals are surrounding her. We have the Journey, which is number 15. So we have a horse and a person here kind of traveling down the mountains, and a V of birds up here and some water. 16 is Love. So we have a girl with the same sand dollar pentacle. At least to me, it looks like a sand dollar. These flowers that have not yet blossomed or bloomed or opened, but some maybe dandelions that have. And then she's kind of giving some love here to this beautiful fox. There's some butterflies around her. 17 is the Wisdom Keeper. So here is 17, the Wisdom Keeper, setting up for, it looks like a ritual, which is really beautiful. 18 is the Guardian. Again, so many animals, so beautiful. 19 is the Great Mother. So this would be like the Empress, as you can tell. She's nursing her child, and all this abundance and lush beauty is just coming from her, is pouring from her. This card to me has a very creative element from the sacral chakra. We have this bear, we have the hare for like the fertility and the abundance, the eagle soaring, or I'm sorry, the owl soaring with wisdom. And this kind of reminds me of like a woman's belly and legs, like when she's about to birth a child. So that's interesting too. That could definitely be interpreted in a very interesting way. And then we have the Priestess here, number 20. And then we have the Council of All Beings. So this would be like the world. So that's a really beautiful card. Okay, so those were the major cards. I think you can see just how full and rich they are with symbolism, and how you could be here forever trying to interpret them. I think these are going to be a really beautiful card deck to read intuitively. I think your intuition, if it's anything like mine, is just going to go crazy and be like, let me read, let's just go. Come on, there's so much to do. So let's move on and take a look at the minor arcana. So here we have the Ace of Air. So we have the strings are being woven by this spider here, and still working, still in the process. There's a star here, some bones. So it's a very interesting interpretation of the Ace of Swords, air being swords. Here's the Two of Air. So this looks like lungs. This tree kind of looks like lungs. We have a hedgehog. Again, some dandelions and wishing flowers, and two crows up there. So this would be like the Two of Swords. Three of Air. So this looks like almost like a tornado, or like a, the swirling clouds that are not very pleasant. We have our birds or cranes or herons flying away, but they've left some footprints here. So that's something you could interpret for this card. The flowers are kind of wilting, in need of some nurturing. Here's the Four of Air. So we have the four trees. Very tall, not very lush. I mean, I think that's just the style of the tree, but that is definitely something you could look for to interpret. You see the shadows of it. We have an eagle up here, and that's about it. The Five of Air. So we have this owl is protecting the babies, and this one's sitting here, kind of like on guard. The Six of Air. So we have two swans with their babies, some beautiful flowers, and a fox back here. And the sun is rising over there. These cards are just so beautiful. They're just so stunningly beautiful. Here's our beehive with some cactuses. And the bees are all flying all around. We have the Ten of Air here. Some swarm of birds, some cattails. The Messenger of Air, this would be the Page of Swords. So we have some geese, some feathers attached to his foot, and it looks like bells. The Craftsman of Air, so this is the Knight of Swords. Looks like he's doing some calculating, some math, some science. The Witch or the Queen of Air. Witch of Air will be the Queen of Swords. She's very beautiful as well. It just has a really beautiful energy. A little sinister. I think it could be interpreted a little sinister, but overall very strong vibe. I'm getting a very strong vibe from her. And then the Goddess of Air. This card I think is fantastic and beautiful. So this would be the King of Swords. So I think that that's, here she's cutting some of the web that she's weaving. Okay, so then the next is the Suit of Water or the Suit of Cups. So this would be like the Ace of Cups. This is the Ace of Water. So we have the toad, the water, the ferns. The Two of Water, some otters. The Three of Water. So this would be the Three of Cups. The Four of Water. I love the whales on this card. I think this card is so beautiful. This one I absolutely adore as well, the polar bears. Here on the Five of Water. The Six of Water. The Seven of Water. So this is like a watering hole in the desert, and all the animals are coming to drink and getting along. So predator and prey are, drinking, knowing this is like neutral territory for them. The Eight of Water is the turtles going into the water after hatching. The Nine of Water, salmon trying to swim upstream. The 10 of Water, so we have the panther here, the black panther kind of peeking through. Tree frogs. The bird. There's just so much to look at. So much to look at. The Messenger of Water or the Page of Cups. I think this is cool. She's got like webbed fingers. Very adaptable, right? She's adapting to her environment. Craftsman of Water. So the Knight of Cups, which is interesting. So the snake. Looks like a rabbit mask with antlers. And this big puff of cloud. That's a very interesting cloud for the Knight of Cups. The Witch of Water or the Queen of Cups. Love the fish mermaid tail. And then the Goddess of Water or the King of Cups. This one is just spectacular. I mean, just look at that. Just look at this card. It's so beautiful. And then we've got the Ace of Earth or the Ace of Pentacles. The Two of Earth. The Three of Earth. The Four of Earth. Some standing stones. The Five of Earth. This would be the Five of Pentacles. The Six of Earth. The Seven of Earth. These ones are for me, these are ones I'm going to have to spend time with, I feel like. The Eight of Earth, I just feel that I'm going to need more time to look at these ones and really decide how I'm going to interpret it. I like to have like a base meaning for the cards, and then I like to let my intuition read the rest of the card while doing the reading. So here's the Nine of Earth, some wolves in a pack with the northern lights in the background. The 10 of Earth, some mushrooms. The Messenger of Earth or the Page of Pentacles. The Craftsman of the Earth or the Knight of Pentacles. The Witch of Earth or the Queen of Pentacles. This was a really cool card. I like this one a lot. Then the Goddess of Earth. Okay, and then we have our last suit here, which is fire. So we have the Ace of Fire or the Ace of Wands. This is a really beautiful card. Really gives off that fiery energy for sure. Absolutely. And it shows, the creation and destruction aspects of fire too, which I think is really neat. The Two of Fire. The Three of Fire. I like this one. how it's kind of leading the way through the forest or the swamp on the path. The 4 of Fire, it's a beautiful fox family, house in the distance, comfort. A little bickering going on here, siblings. The 5 of Fire, so the trees are very ablaze like an autumn tree. And we have the butterflies, big sun. The 6 of Fire, dragonflies are making a heart. The 7 of Fire, beautiful lion. As a Leo, I am partial to lions, so of course I love this card. The 8 of Fire, some monkeys or baboons. The 9 of Fire, this is very interesting for the 9 of Pentacles, but it's so abundant and so just ripe and beautiful. I like this card a lot. Some ladybugs. There's definitely like that luck aspect to it. This card is the one that sold me on this deck. The 10 of Fire, the 10 of Pentacles. This beautiful setup of candles, the cardinal. I mean, the cardinal, I love it. You can see the cardinal up there in the tree. So this card, I'm telling you, is the one that sold me. And it's actually the one that's on the box, you can see. So this card right here, I bought this deck for. And then we have the Craftsman or the, oh, actually that's the Knight. Let's show the page here. The Messenger of Fire, so the Page of Wands. It's got like a scarab shield. The Craftsman of Fire or the Knight of Wands. So he's making horseshoes, so he's creating, he's crafting, he's using the fire to kind of melt and meld and mend and have the, metal yield to him so he can create. So that's very interesting. Creation, very big card of creation. The Witch of Fire with her snake and incense. And then the Goddess of Fire with her cauldron. So that, my friends, is the Witch's Wisdom Tarot. I am just blown away. Like I said, blown away by this deck. I think it is so gorgeous. It is so rich in symbolism and just the animals in it, everything, the whole vibe. This card just gives me the chills. I just adore this deck so much. So you'll definitely be seeing me working with this deck a lot in the future. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you guys again very, very soon for my next video. Bye.